Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Hipster Podcast. This is your host, Jamil Hassan, the Crypto Hipster, where I interview founders, entrepreneurs, executives, thought leaders, and amazing people all around the world of crypto and blockchain globally. And today I have another amazing guest. My guest is the founder and the CEO of Antix. His name is Roman Cyganov. Roman, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jamil. First of all, thank you for having me here. I would like to just highlight a couple of things about what we are developing for, our visionary point of view about the products and industry, because we already achieved some I would say results on the markets, and we're like moving really straightforward and really fast. And I would like to drop a couple of like insights on your podcast as well.
Great. I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to do that right after the first question. The first question I ask everybody is this, and I get amazing, wonderful answers, is what is your background, and is it a logical background for what you're doing now?
Yeah, this is a really great question. I came from entertainment industry where we worked like with big AAA titles with HBO, Warner Brothers, Tencent, included like Game of Thrones, FIFA, PUBG, and all of these things. Our company have been one of the subcontractor from the beginning. Yeah. Right after that, we are building our proprietary technology, which we used before for our clients, and now we have like our own platform for any type of content creation for social media. I'm serial entrepreneur, like with private exit from my previous company. Now I'm running Antix, like my, let's say, big child, I would say. I have a co-founder. Her name is Marina. She is ex-CEO in Walt Disney in CS region, which just means she runs Walt Disney in 13 different countries, 13 years. And now this is really great match between us. I'm like taking care of like visionary technology, execution plan, more so like to bring, like fresh blood for big movements. And Marina, she's like really corporate, institutional, with institutional backgrounds, and this is really great match for us for the growth. So we already like grew up last year. Our product grew for, I would say, 500,000 of followers in social media. We had 12,000 investors for our ICO, which we are still running for now for the products. And yeah, we're like have really great team, advisory boards. One of our advisor, he is Mark Ryden. Mark, he is a co-founder of Aether. Aether right now have $3 billion FDV on CoinMarketCap, and they are top 50 token on the market at this moment. And Mark helping us also with the strategy, because they were already past the stage where we are at this moment with Antix. This is why we also have like stability with, I would say, vision and really great recommendation from the people around us as well.
Awesome. So I want to find out, what Antix is all about, and then you said you're going to drop some alpha. So let's hear it. Please, thank you.
Yeah. From the beginning, Antix starts like Web2 company, and we are switched to Web3 industry only, like I would say year back. For what reason? We recognized like the technology what we are developed missing one of the parts. What are the parts and what are the technology? Technology for any type of content creation based on one image, where you just need to upload one image of yours, then you're choosing presets, and the presets were built with our AI agent, who is tracking trends in social media like TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, and recommending you like really hot and hooky content for your needs. But right after that, we faced with a problem. Like 42% of the people who are using like social media, they are afraid of deepfakes. But generative AI is already here, not there, here, and we're constantly seeing this content in social media, and we just need to fix one of the detail. What are the detail? Where anybody can see I would say, who is the real person behind of the content, who is not. This is first why we're using blockchain, and second, to provide a space of marketplace where others can rent, can sell, and buy your digital identity. What that means? For example, Jamil, you have like your own podcast, right? And you have audience who would like to use some UGC content with yourself. Then on the platform, you could put your digital identity, and others can rent your digital identity to produce content with yourself, but without your physical involvement to the process, you know? And but with special boundaries and restrictions which you're allowed to use for this type of content. Let's say you're allowed to speak only about crypto, like, I don't know, like ICO is no-go, this like you're allowed to use, etc. And then if someone will try to produce this type of content outside of your boundaries, they will get a restriction. But for this type of generation, you are getting paid by fee. Like we're like a platform getting paid also by fee because we're a technological provider of this technology, right? And this is like a second layer of generative AI, where you can constantly work not only with, I would say, like content generation, but also with marketplace layer, right?
That's really interesting. So I can let people use my platform to create their content. I get paid. Do they get paid as well?
Yeah, that's correct. You can pay for this campaign, like, and you are paying for any image and video generation based on fee for the people who is using this platform for that.
Got it. Okay. So what's missing today is the blockchain verification piece. And I know you said you have 500,000 followers or something like that. I've seen influencers that have 500,000 to a million followers, and they really only have like two or three friends. So you'll
Yeah.
be able to distinguish who's fake and who has real followers, and how or wouldn't people be afraid of this of your platform?
Usually our focus not only for followers, I would say, more so like for the content and people behind of this contents, which just means we are working only with real people, right, who can the possibility to register on the platform. And they have two ways for that. First of all, with KYC process, with verification process during the passport, ID, etc. If they wanted to have special badge, let's say, or they can create artificial character and to pump this character like digital influencer. And this is like a separate track, right? But people will know who is real and who is not based on this verification structure.
I like what I'm hearing so far. So I want to know. There's been this recently. This you mentioned scams. There's been a particular scam called, I think it's called the AI Love Island. I'm mentioning Love Boat. The AI Love Island scam, wellness scams, right? What are they? And more generally, like, what are the inherent dangers of synthetic avatars being unchecked?
Do you know, first of all, you can use like digital identity, first of all, for the content, right? And like your passport for verification of different, let's say, login and sign up in different platforms in the one step. And what are the most important strategically, where your identity and my identity can communicate with each other in the clouds to provide us like real data, like I would say, if you're looking at friends or partners or investors, and your ours digital identity in the cloud will communicate to provide real feedback. Like, look, with Jamil, you have like some business, you definitely need to connect with him, something like that, you know. And this like a separates technological layer which we are building, where identity, when you can utilize this identity, and this is for sure prevention for scams and any scams, because all of this stuff are verified on the blockchain based on documents, so on and so forth. So we're really taking care of it. That's why we're applied to be a part of United Nations for their 61st table. Initially, they liked the idea. Now we're just in the process to be on this table, right? Because we're fixing one of the problem with deep fakes.
So Love Island is a wellness scam, is a deep fake scam?
First of all, I have no answer. Like I cannot say that. It's like I didn't like hold a candle in front of them, right? Uh, Again, and I have no proof. I would say to say yes or no. Honestly, I have no data about that.
Got it. Okay. So persuasion is apparently like people on like X, for example, are very persuasive. People make investment decisions based on, influencers being persuasive, right? You know, recently I've seen it more and more that this persuasion has been a new financial weapon, right? So how is it a financial weapon, and how can we identify if it's being used as a financial weapon to protect ourselves when like the normal person when they're making their investments?
That's really great question. First of all, how we can do that? I would say it's impossible if platforms which we are using right now will not switch technology for the blockchain parts and for verification parts. Because for now, for example, what's happening in the UK, you cannot like use internets without passport, right? So you have to. There's like a new law which is coming for like population where you have to verify yourself, your identity to use internet space. And this is from the one side is like good and no, right? Because it's like from one side is security for the kids, but on the other side this is full control, right? And the same happening in social media. Let's say on X, they they have like a major streamline to provide full freedom for people who are using this platform, right? This is theirs, I would say, rules, and opposite rules on Instagram. They have really like strict restrictions with any type of like content which they are not allowed to be on the platform based on regulations, right? So and without this verification, it's impossible to prevent. It's impossible. Like only from I don't know, from governments and this layer of security.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That and I asked my thought process there is this: is your co-founder is from Disney, right? So, I would think that Disney, from that perspective, they would be a lot more protective toward people who are under 18. So you have people under 18 going to these social platforms, and they can easily be influenced by, by scammers, by hackers, by people who have not the best intentions. So how do we think that space across the social media platforms can be improved, and how are you looking at it from your perspective to be able to eliminate these deep fakes and make people help people?
Yeah, great question and really deep. First of all, this is about technology and that like to have advanced technology for this type of control. Because first of all, it's really hard to prevent. For example, what's happened with Roblox for now? Roblox is one of the major platform for drugs. Sorry for saying that. And I heard this news like from social media where some I don't know bad people come into the platform where platform specifically focused for the children, and they are like having some harassments or like bad things with them and using this platform for like I would say dark parts of the internet, right? And Roblox can do nothing with that. So it's really hard to regulate, but we have to continue, right? To find the new way of regulation, verification of the people, how we can track them based on IP or all of these things. So it's like I would say complicated question for all of us. Yeah, and specifically for different countries, because based on the regulations in like particular country, you have to you can to operate differently, right? In Europe, it's like much easier to find this type of people. In Asia, hardest, and it is so like complicated. This is a question for humanity, I would say.
Yeah. Well, you said you're working with towards the UN goals. So I'm like, yeah, it is a question for humanity. You know, I know that when I put my podcast on YouTube, they asked me a question. They said, "Is this for children under the age of 18?" I said, "No." You know, even episodes could be. You know, I just don't want to be. I'm good with
Yeah.
being just adults. You know, so let's get back to the deployment of digital humans, right? How can we best facilitate the responsible deployment of digital humans?
If you will specify question, it will be really useful. Like maybe you have some, I don't know, example for that. Or
Well, you have blockchain verified, digital, avatars and human, so I say digital humans avatars, right? I guess the responsible way is to put it on the blockchain, but are there certain like limitations? Like, WorldCoin was, for example, was using people's irises. I'm kind of afraid of that. Somebody scam my iris. Like, what's responsible? What's not responsible? How do you get what you're doing out there in a manner that's ethical? And in the best interest of your users.
do you know like digital identity, like in general, that's like my opinion should be passports for any web interaction between people, between platforms, and between government, where we're starting from entertainments and then coming through for health, like mental health, all this regulation with your body, with your government's rights, with your tax, and all of these things going to allocate to your digital identity, to your digital twin, who is going to taking care of all of this, I would say, front end responsibility of your personality, right? But to do that, you really need to allow provide big and heavy data to the AI, where you can like this AI can understand who you are, what are your needs, how to protect your needs, what's this AI allowed to share, which is not. And this really like big complicated question, but we're moving to this point, from different directions, but we are moving. Let's say LLM systems, they're moving from LLM structure based on text. Our system moving more so from entertainment, from visuals, but on the same direction. All of the AI companies moving to AGI to have it's like this technology, just from different angles, but on the one dot. And this AGI also can be part of your digital identity, where we are connected, all of us together with this, let's say, huge like and complicated ball of I don't know different information, I would say.
Awesome. So, these avatar, the digital identity, right? Why is it critical, for these digital twins to become seen as trusted digital assets? And if we view them as a trusted digital asset, what would be possible for our lives because of that?
Um, First possibility, and this is where we are starts with content creation, where we're helping people produce content for their needs for social media, right? But this is our past, our way, sorry. But end of the days, the vision is where your digital identity, your digital agents, I would say, can operate for you to do your things and to provide you more freedom, openness, and more, I would say, trustworthy recommendation and results. What does that means? Let's say you will have less mistakes in your life, because AI agent going to be in avant-garde for whatever happening with you in your life, because it's like more easy to predict and to recommend for you, like for real person, what to do and how to do. But on the same time, it looks like uh, animal leaderships, right? You have no choice to choose what you're allowed to like choose. And this also like scary parts, because first of all, if you're leading this recommendation, you're achieving more and more results on the markets, right? Because like AI is smarter and smarter and answers more resultive than your initial thoughts, and which is like pushing you to move in this like style of processing, thinking, like with AI, which just means you are following through AI, not by yourself. And this is also like questionable how to regulate it. Well, because from the one side, this is helping us to achieve more results, right? And to be more successful. And other sides, we are like decline our human behaviors, I would say. And we still have no answer. We still have no answer. And I really like what we are sometimes speaking with our advisors. Like, first of all, we're fixing one problem, then this problem creating a new one, and we're going to fix a new one, and this like constantly happening with humanity in general all the time.
I'm thinking like, let's see. I grew up in an era where I didn't have access to AI or AI agents. I'm 54 now, and I was kind of set a little bit in my ways, but I didn't have an instruction manual. You know, it seems like people who are embracing the AI revolution and growing up in it are going to have an instruction manual, but everybody might have the same manual of best way to do something, go through something. So everybody's going through that, and they no longer have to think and work out what their manual is. What are the inherent dangers of, I guess it's groupthink, right? Of groupthink as a result of AI, instead of people learning the hard way and paying as you go?
um First of all, we already cannot detach from this behavior to use AI, right? It's already here, and a lot of people just using AI for I don't know, like for friendship communication or for relationship someone. And based on analysis, people more trusty with AI about mental health. They're sharing more deep information about that. This is what you cannot get from any doctors, because you still have this type of barrier between you and him or her, where much easy to share this information with someone who have no uh, uh, identity like a human, like a soul, whatever we will call it, right? And my opinion, it's already unstoppable. First of all, second of all, what we have to have like manual form of interaction with AI, but this is some type of anarchy, I would say, because it's really also hard to control. But definitely we will have some barrier, and I would say corridor where we can and where we cannot interact with AI, and these barriers will created by governments first, and like with corporations. The case how like capitalism usually are moving. So we need to change like all of this like structure of on the earth, right? But this is not like different story. um and do you know, really interesting how big adoption of AI is, because like I don't know, my grandma is already using AI as well, constantly, and this is like became like something natural and so faster than iPhone or any other devices, right? Like couple of years done, AI is already here, and the dynamic of that is like rolling and rolling out like to be bigger and bigger. And now I don't know, I cannot imagine life without AI. This like how it's supposed to be, I would say. That's exactly how humanity is supposed to live, without touching like dangerous point of these things.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Mental health. So an example would be that people are using the AI and their AI agents instead of a psychiatrist or instead of a psychologist and getting better advice. Or how do you think that? Have you seen the stats on the improvement results?
Honestly, yes. First of all, this is really great scrapper of real thoughts of the people, where AI helping to scribe, like scrap this thoughts to get these thoughts, and then like real people can like analyze these things during this flow, right? With this data. This is first where AI are, like helping with this process. Second, still I just saw an like analytic for a couple of days back, which AI are providing more trustworthy feedback about who is more valuable, I would say. Which type of people are more valuable if we will compare them with money? I saw this analytic, and this is like scariest. Wow, this is really scary because different AI providing different answers. Like for some of the people, or for some of the AI, people are equal, right? For example, for Grok, he's more like human oriented. Others, they're fully like coming through with government narrative. For example, narrative of this diversity, I would say, which like Disney is running and all of these things surrounds, and AI just following through with human narrative, and he still have not his own. That's why it's also really tricky when we will get these points of AI, which will not be trained of humanity data, but also will train some synthetic data to be more independent with opinion. Because right now all the answers based on just our backgrounds, like humanity for is historically, right? And that's it. So somehow we're like regulating AI to be someone, I would say. But following through your question, AI given really great advice for mental health, really great advice. For sure, it's still unregulated with government, with institutions, etc. But some of them already using this technology for scraping and for initial communication. But at the end of the day, you have to have like human who is going to reach out about like prescription or something like practical, right? But again, it's about regulation. In UAE, for example, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, they are trying to squeeze this layer and to provide like direct integration between AI and human. And like this is crazy. Every different country is moving differently. In Japan, it's one regulation, Europe another one, more complicated, by the way, and human oriented. But from technological point of view, is so slow, I would say, because of that.
You mentioned your grandma.
Yeah,
You said your grandma is using AI.
yeah.
Now, I would say 5% of my listeners are boomer generation.
Mhm.
I get immediate negative feedback when I say blockchain to a lot of boomers. I say
Yeah,
AI, that's great. You're combining the two. You know,
yeah.
what kind of answers and responses have you seen? People to what you're building. Are they like, okay, well, AI great, blockchain knows to know? Or what have been some of the responses and reactions?
Do you know, first of all, why blockchain is creating these thoughts and feelings? For my opinion, is really simple. First of all, to be in the blockchain, and I would say the step to be in the blockchain is so small. You don't need to have some knowledge, special one, to create, I don't know, your token and to launch this token and to scam people, you know? That's the case because blockchain, like gray zone still, have a lot of like scammers, fakes, and all of these things, which is creating, I would say, floor, or like, let's say, bad tail of this technology. But in general, blockchain is so dope, right? There's like transparency, there's fully openness, and a lot of positive things. But because we cannot control humanity behaviors, that's why when it's transparent, and when it's so easy to get, we are attracting a lot of people who is on the bad side, I would say. That's why blockchain, NFT, and all of these things for sure have really bad tail. And sometime I am trying to play around these words to the people who is like really institutional. And what's happening with AI? AI still like had no damage for humanity, only positive impact, I would say. For sure, more and more, I would say, cases where AI recommended, I don't know, to I don't know if we can use these words, but on the podcast, but to do something bad with yourself, let's say this way. And the AI providing more and more of this like feedback, like you are doing right, you're existed for some reason, etc. But this is like particular cases, not so massive. That's why AI have like only positive floor, scary floor, by the way. Like, in general, AI already helping people, and blockchain fully connected with money. And money, this is dirty things in multiple ways. That's why it's like blockchain complicated to explain. But in general, how I mentioned before, like technology is perfect. NFT technology is perfect. And for example, we are using NFT technology on our backends without mentioning it because no reason to mention it. But like you are using collections for any particular image and videos. This like NFT collections technically, but from marketing point of view, if you are not using NFT, for people it's clear. Oh, okay, this is like transparent system. Gotcha. That's it. This is always, I would say, worth playing around that. The same, what I would like to say, for example, about games and metaverses. My opinion, first of all, metaverses existed like 20, 30 years back when online gaming just came to us, right? Like Lineage, World of Warcraft, and all of these things. So this already metaverses somehow. But the case with metaverse boom, couple of or 3 years back, I think, created also the best bad floor about that, bad like feelings about metaverses, right? This is why it's always about marketing, and the same with AI, by the way. Why DeepMind's one of the like biggest developer of AI from Google, a long time ago, they're used only machine learning, but end of the day, this is AI. But they're used in other words for the people to do not scared people just from wording. Artificial intelligence sounds like something what can make some damage, right? But machine learning, okay, machine learning something, but technologically, this is the same things. So this is why, like, marketing point of view is really important. How you are operating with community, what you are saying, how you are saying, yeah, and how you are delivering these things.
That makes all the sense in the world to me. That makes, yeah. Well, I enjoyed speaking with you. This is a really fun conversation, enjoyable, and good to learn new things every day. So I want to thank you very much for your time. I have one last question. It's how can people find out more information about you, about Antix? How can they follow you? How can they, be a user platform? How can they do that?
Yeah. First of all, easy to find us in social media or in internet, antix.in, Antix Interactive. This is our main company. in Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Instagram, everywhere, LinkedIn as well. And our product is AIGE, AIGE, .co. That's the platform where you can generate any type of content for social media and get paid by your digital identity. Also have socials with the same name.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Jamil.